Good morning. Happy Friday. Is anybody else super excited that it's Friday? I'm going to wear an apron today. Good morning. Good morning. I'm excited to be here. As my pastor friend used to say, I'm excited as the firefly. No, wait, how did he say that? I'm as delighted as the firefly that backed into the fan. Hey, Kayla. How you doing, girl? It's Friday, you guys. I love Fridays. I didn't pull the tendons out of this chicken yet. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Jackie. That's a good one, isn't it, Cindy? He used to say it every single time. Has anybody ever heard of the Keffers? They were, they are, I don't know that they still travel, but they used to travel around singing and they came to our church a million times and I loved the family dearly. And Gary Keffer used to say that. I'm as delighted as the firefly that backed in, or nope, not firefly. Lightning bug. Was that the same thing? Is firefly and lightning? How do I get on these rabbit trails? Anyway, the bug with the light on his butt. I'm as delighted as him if he backed into a fan. Anyway, joke gone. I screwed it up. Gary would not be proud of me. All right. Rebecca. All right. So I told you I was going to make spaghetti and meatballs, but then I used my meat, and so I don't have meatballs pasta. I don't have meatballs for pasta. So, and I don't really feel like spaghetti and meatballs because I had spaghetti for supper. And you know how I vowed to not have any personal choice items, right, Elizabeth? I vowed to not have any personal choice items for January. I haven't until had last night when I had spaghetti and I was two mouthfuls through and I went, oh, Dreamfields is a personal choice. It was totally accidental. I promise. I haven't had any low carb tortillas, which were the real issue. Or, well, I thought might be the real issue, but really my weight has gone. Yeah, whatever. I'm not changing. So, guess they weren't that much of an issue after all. All right. I'm going to de-tendonize my tendered chicken. Do you think that's why they call them chicken tenders? Because there's a tendon? Huh? Hey, Sarah. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Susan. Hey, Kay. I put spaghetti sauce over sauteed mushrooms and zucchini. That sounds good. Doesn't sound as good as Dreamfield. That sounds good. I'm not a big zucchini noodle person. I love zucchini. If I sauteed it up, I'd like it. As long as it was sauteed, but as long as it wasn't noodles. You turn that into a noodle and try to call it pasta, and I'm out. All right. I'm gonna make wipe your mouth barbecue, which is stupid easy recipe to begin with, but then it has to cook all day. So I'm just gonna make it the way actually I've made it this way multiple times. Yeah, I think I have a lot of inflammation anyway, so they're probably not great for me. The low carb tortillas. All right, I have detendonized my tenders. I'm really starting to think, do you think that's why they call chicken tenders tenders? Huh? Because they're not that tender. Is it because there's a tendon? Somebody must know the answer to that. Where did the term chicken tenders originate? These are the things we must know. If you're watching live, I would really appreciate if you give this a like, a comment, but especially a share. Ew, chicken skin. Ew, grody. Nobody wants that. Ugh. Sorry. Pardon me while I pick the skin off my chicken. Ugh. Grosses me out. For real though. Let me just go ahead and throw that away in the salmonella special spot over here. All right. Good morning, Kim. All right. Let's make some wipe your mouth barbecue single serve, shall we? I have 3 to 4 ounces of chicken breast. Chicken breastages. I'm going to cut it in teeny weeny little itty bitty tiny. When I say tiny pieces, I'm talking little. So when it cooks up, it's going to be minuscule. Because this is supposed to be like pulled chicken, and I've made it this way a couple of times actually, and it's quite delightful. Hi, Cam. Kimmy D. She's in the house. Everybody, everybody gets a nickname when you're part of my group. Can't call people by their real name or I get confused. All right, little bitty baby. It's gonna be 70 degrees here today, you guys. It's gonna be 70. It may not be super sunshiny, but I don't care. It's gonna be 70. 70. Y'all from Maine, you know what that's like? To have 70 degrees in January. Like to have 70 degrees in March is exciting but you know, it's like, oh yeah, it's March, it's great, 70, but January, some nicknames are boring. Cindy doesn't like her nickname. I don't think Cindy's nickname is boring. It's also not really a nickname. Cindy's nickname is Cindy Wetzel. I know, right, Jackie? You can keep it, Alice. You can keep it, girl. All right. I'm gonna spray my pan with just a little cooking spray before I turn on my natural gas because I've learned, while I knew that was a bad idea with propane, it's twice as bad to spray that stuff into natural gas. Ask me how I know. I'm gonna not burn my house down today. I'm just gonna cook chicken. And this is gonna be so easy. I need a blender. I forgot to get Brenda out. Sorry guys, hold your horses. I gotta get, you know what? I think I'll just get this little mini blender out. It'll be easier to carry than Brenda. I'll just use this little mini blender today. This is a great little blender. Let me just tell you, this thing is fabulous. You absolutely could use ground chicken if you had it. But what I had in my fridge was chicken breast, fresh chicken breast. All right, let's cook this up. This will take all of 5 minutes. Well, I thought that was gonna sizzle. Apparently my pan's not hot enough. Oh, shut that thing off. All right. Let's make it shall we? So this looks like a lot of ingredients, this recipe, but like most trim healthy recipes that look like a lot of ingredients, it's really not. It's just I just had a realization. It's just a lot of seasonings. I just had a realization. This is an E because it has pineapple in it and molasses, but I'm not putting either of those in it, which means this is a fuel pull, which means I can have this on S side dish, which makes me happy because I really wanted some mayo. And I'm going to make coleslaw. Easy coleslaw. I love coleslaw. I don't have any pineapple. So yeah, I'm just going to put pineapple extract. This is going to be a straight up fuel pull. This is tomato sauce. You could use tomatoes. In fact, it calls for tomatoes. But I'm going to use tomato sauce because, in fact, I have an open can from last night's dinner. I'm just looking at the recipes, ingredients on the list and eyeballing what goes in it. I am not getting wrapped up in totals. Who needs that? Not me. I just look at a recipe and go down the list and say, okay, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And then I'll taste it and see what it tastes like. And it'll either be wonderful or it won't. Who cares? We'll just tweak it if we got to. I'd tell you all the ingredients, but then I'd be sharing a private recipe. You want the recipe, you better go look it up in your cookbook. I'm looking at breakfast, let me tell you. And I ate my essentials at 5:30 this morning. Was it 5:36? So that means I get to eat now, and I'm excited about it. Did I already ask you to share this video? Did I already say that? If you're watching live, can you share this video? I appreciate it. It means a whole lot to me. I might have already asked you that. Put a little salt in there. Put a little pepper. I don't even know if it calls for that. You could also use ground mustard instead of regular. Y'all are quiet. Nobody's saying anything. Somebody talk to me. Liquid smoke. Just a touch, guys. That came out weird. Guys, liquid smoke is strong. So unless you want your chicken to taste like a house fire, don't put too much in it. Molasses and pineapple. I don't have either, and I'm not going to put them in there because it's hard to put things in that you don't have in your house. I'm just put a little super sweet. And then I'm also going to add to this chicken broth because this is making such a small amount, and I like saucy things, okay? I like saucy things. So I'm going to add a little chicken broth. The recipe doesn't call for it, but it also calls for you to pay attention to the recipe too. Carrie, we are doing the wipe your mouth barbecue. Just a mini version. What's an LBD? What's LBD mean? Look at you and your LBD. I don't know what that means. Sarah. Oh, why are you in the dumps, Sherry? I'm sorry. I don't want you in the dumps. Yes, webinar on Tuesday. We have a webinar called Unstoppable. If you've ever found yourself, and I know you have, because I have, if you've ever found yourself feeling kind of blue because you had a solid plan for January 1st, and then by January 21st, you were in the gutter with your plan, and then, oh, my little black, it's blue, my little blue dress. You found yourself totally off plan and saying, how can I make this work for me? I failed. I'm terrible at this. Why am I no good at dieting? Why can't I get healthy? If you've ever found yourself in that position by the end of January, then this webinar is for you. We're going to talk about maintaining momentum. Perfection. Tastes like barbecue sauce. Tastes delicious. All right, my chicken's almost cooked. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm so glad, Jill. Oh, I should have told you. If you want to be part of that webinar, go to my Facebook page, joyfullifewithkj.com. Yeah, it really doesn't need it, Debbie. It's fabulous just the way it is. It's fabulous. Go to joyfullifewithkj.com and register for the webinar Tuesday night. If you join live, somebody that joins live, it's still good. Somebody that joins live is going to win a seat in Holy Healthy New Year, February, March. You ain't gonna want to miss that. All right. Now that this is a fuel pull, I can punt. I was gonna make this an E, but I forgot that the whole thing that makes this an E is the pineapple. And right, if it passes the sniff test, we're all good. It's the pineapple and the blackstrap, and I didn't put that in. So I now have a fuel pull, which means I can make my coleslaw the way I really want to make it, which is S version. What I was going to do, what I usually do when my coleslaw needs to be a fuel pull or an E, I make it with Greek yogurt and vinegar. And it's okay. It's good. It's tolerable, but it's much better with mayonnaise. And I'll show you how I make my coleslaw. I don't look at no recipe. I pour most of a bag. It's a totally free webinar, Tammy. Some vinegar with the mother. I got big old gobs of the mother in there. I put in a little, nope, not that. I put in a little salt. I put in a little pepper. I put in a little super sweet. And then I put in some Dukes and some Greek yogurt. So it's not super fattening. It's not super high fat, I should say. Yes, you're right. It would be, Carrie. So I put about that much mayo, and then I check it and see if it needs more. It doesn't need a ton. If you really stir it around, you don't need a ton. But I also add some Greek yogurt. But when I make it a fuel pull, I eat this a lot. This is the base. That cover doesn't need to be in there. I use this as a base for a lot of my foods. So I put a big old tablespoon of Greek yogurt and a little less than a tablespoon of mayo. The mayo makes a difference. I was gonna do MCT for the fat, but the mayo really builds this up. Oh girl, I love Duke's. I used to always try to find it in Maine and could never find it except at the commissary, so I didn't get it very often. I love Duke's. Oops. Shut that off. Let that go just another touch. I mix it up good. And I know some people say, oh, you gotta let your coleslaw sit in the fridge. Nope, tastes great just like this. Need a little more vinegar. And a little more super sweet to get it just right. And a little more salt. And then it'll be perfect. It's got to be zingy. You got to taste the zing. Now, if that was all mayo, that would be a really heavy coleslaw. Am I doing that right? No. I don't know why that looked funny. It's perfect. Now, as a coleslaw, completely on its own, I would prefer all mayo. But as a base for whatever I'm putting on it for meat, it's perfect. And yes, I am going to put hot barbecue right on top of my cold coleslaw. That's how I love it. Okay. Right on top of it like that. It's stinkin'-lish. Doesn't that look good? Some of you are going, ew, gross, no, hot. I've never had champagne vinegar. Oh, kefir and coleslaw would be a good idea. I gotta make some more kefir. Fabulous. Oh, so good. I love coleslaw. And cabbage is so good for you. And it's so filling. And it's so bulky. You can eat so much coleslaw. I mean, this entire bag, I used about half. This entire bag has 0 fat. It has 3 times 4. It has 12 net carbs. And that's mostly fiber. You don't even count the carbs in this when you're eating a fuel bowl and on starch. You could eat this whole thing. That's super smart. Jackie says, I keep a mason jar of the dressing for Melissa's Amish broccoli salad in my refrigerator for throwing together coleslaw and broccoli salad. That is super smart. Melissa's broccoli salad is quite often the base for my meals too. It's often, rather than a green salad on the side, I'd so much rather have broccoli salad or coleslaw. And I'm getting just as many benefits. Look, it looks like Thai food or something, but it's not. It's super easy to slap together that meal. It's so good. That's delicious. I'm gonna go eat it because I'm hungry right now. The Wipe Your Mouth barbecue. It's page 43 of Trim Healthy Cookbook. Normally a crock pot recipe using 2.5 pounds of chicken. It makes a fabulous vat of Wipe Your Mouth barbecue. And it's sweeter than it is. She did. I don't see it. Oh, someone who's already in Wholly Healthy and wins a seat, does that seat move up to the next month? Yes, that would. Yeah, that's probably what I would do, Meredith. I would give them April and May instead. Yeah. Yep, that would make sense, Meredith. That's probably what I would do. Yes. Oh, Melissa's Amish broccoli salad is in Trim Healthy Table. It's about halfway through the book. Jill, have you not had Melissa's Amish broccoli salad, Jill? It is legit one of the best recipes in the world, and Tilson loves it. I make a big pile of it, and the two of us, I mean, I will buy those pre-cut bags of broccoli, and I will make it with 3 of those, like a huge, huge bowl of it. And we'll eat off it for 2 or 3 days. Tony will eat it for a snack. It's so good. So good. I'd rather have that than a regular side salad any day. Oh my gosh, Jill. And get these. It doesn't call for these, but I always add them. These are unsweetened dried cranberries from Canada. Just dried cranberries. I add those to my broccoli salad. Takes it up a whole notch. It's fabulous. That bag is from the retreat last year. That's how long I've been eating off that bag. Speaking of retreats, we have a plan going for the retreat. Yes, Amazon. Just look for unsweetened. As long as they're only sweetened with like apple juice concentrate, you'll be okay. They have them without any sweetener at all, which I prefer, which is those ones. But a lot of them have apple juice. I don't worry about that. I think of it the same as like having unsweetened or having jam on plan jam. But they're a little more pricey. You might spend $30 for a bag of cranberries, but that, like I said, that has lasted me since the retreat. And people at the retreat ate a ton of them. That's how much it's lasted me. You don't need a lot, though they're completely unsweetened. Yes, or you can make them off Trim Healthy Future if you got time. The one on Trim Healthy Future, I have made it before, but I had to dry it about 9 hours longer than the recipe says. It took me a long time to make them. They're delicious, but they take a long time. Speaking of the retreat, July 26th and 7th is the retreat, and it's going to be held here in Hickory, North Carolina. You can't call it Hickory, though. You got to call it Hickory. It's in Hickory. Is it going to be fabulous? However, it is very, very limited. There are 43 spots for the retreat. The retreat registration will open for current clients on February 5th. If you are a current client in Wholly Healthy, you will have priority on the tickets for 1 week. And then registration will open to the public on the 12th of February. I don't have the exact price yet. I'm pretty close. There will be a VIP add-on for 15 people, very limited spot. VIP add-on for Thursday night where you can come and have a pizza, pajama, and popcorn party with the admin team and me at our Airbnb. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a fabulous time. You get tons of fun swag. You get, it's just going to be great. It's going to be at the Courtyard Marriott in Hickory on July 26th and 27th. I will open registration with a non-refundable deposit. So you sign up if you're serious. The deposit will be non-refundable, and then you will have until something like June 21st to pay off the balance. So you can make payments however you want. You just pay a little bit here and there until it's paid off, as long as it's paid off by June 22nd or even June 21st, because that's my birthday. I had 39 Sarah come to Maine, and we're absolutely going to sell out this year because most people can drive. Not most. Well, yeah, most people. That the average area of my followers is in between, is like around my area, so within driving distance. So because of that, it's going to sell out. But I mean, it. We had 39 registrations in Maine, but people had to fly to Maine, which was very expensive, and the hotel was very expensive. This year, the hotel is much more affordable. It's $139. Um, what was I going to say? It's $139 for the hotel room. So much cheaper hotel than last year. Nice hotel though. It's the Courtyard Marriott. It will be all catered, um, all on plan, 100% on plan. Desserts. Um, so there's 43 spots available, Meredith. There are 10 admins plus my mom, and I have one other person that I need to bring with me that's coming with me. So um, those spots are for clients. So the room is very. I know I have a ton of people that want to come. The problem is finding a location that holds more than 60 people is thousands of dollars. We hunted and hunted and hunted for a room that was big enough, and it is just simply not doable unless you have 200 people coming that can pay for the room. The rooms are somewhere, I mean, a civic center room that holds 120 people is for 2 days with food is well over $10,000. To find a room in Charlotte that holds 80 people is $14,000. It is outrageous. So this is what we could make happen after a ton of work to find a bigger room. And the one option for a bigger room, the room was $3,000, $2,000 a day for the room. Plus then you have to pay for catering and all of this stuff. So it's very, very difficult to plan. And I wish that, yeah, and even that's hard, Meredith, because then you got to coordinate travel back and forth to the hotel because people fly in and then they don't get a car, and it's just a lot. It's a very difficult process, and I don't have a home church here. I don't. So we looked. Nope, Jackie, there is nothing that fit more. The fire halls were like for 100 people, or less, and they were well over $1,000. I looked into, and they limit parking. The fire halls limit parking. I looked at Knights of Columbus. We looked everywhere. I mean, we have spent days nonstop hunting. It's very hard, very, very hard. So I'm doing what I can. I will, if this sells out, I will plan a 1 day event in North Carolina. I will find at that point, hopefully I will have a church, and I will plan a 1 day event, which could likely be simpler to plan. I will find something for 1 day. Um, and we'll figure that out. But yeah, right. No, nobody's coming crashing my house. All right, my friends. Well, go sign up for the free webinar for a chance to win a spot in Holy Healthy New Year. Holy Healthy New Year, February March package starts February 1st, and it kicks off the Faith Challenge. If you want to be part of just the Faith Challenge, you can get that for $20, and you bring a friend with them. Whenever I have to ask this, I keep missing the lines and switching the replays. You know, the Ninja. I'll show you. It's got a little thing that sits on top of it. It's about, you can get it on Amazon for about $40. It's about 20 usually at Target. It's this little chopper. It's got a little thing that sits on top and you just press it down. I looked at American Legion, Sherry. I didn't look I looked at rental halls, and I even looked at the um Shriners. They wanted well over $1,000 a day. Um, you bought that one? This one? Hold on. You bought this one and you don't, this one's not bulky. You bought this one here? It's not very big. It's, I mean, it's pretty small. Oh, I got you. I got you. You bought one that was bulky and you don't like it and you thought it was this one. I know exactly which one you bought, Wendy. I know exactly which one you bought. It is bulky. It's the next step up from this. This one is perfect. I use that thing all the time. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. February Faith Challenge starts the 1st of February, and we are going to, can somebody grab Wendy my link? If I have an admin on here, can you find my link for that? If you go to my store, Wendy, it actually might be on there. If you go to Joyful Life with KJ and click on the links, it should be in there on my Amazon store. Benita, I don't have it completely done yet. It's going to be somewhere around 400 or under for the whole thing, and that's catered, everything. That's swag bags. It's not your hotel. Hotel is separate. So, and guys, just so you know, because I get a ton of messages saying the retreat is too expensive. You can't charge that much and expect people to come. A lot of messages about unhappiness over the price of the retreat. And I'm just going to say, until you've planned a retreat like this, trust me when I say you have no idea the cost of things. It's outrageously expensive to hold a retreat. Outrageously expensive to hold a retreat. Facilities are expensive. Catering is insanity. Catering is super, super pricey. It feels like insanity, but if you eat out, you spend $20 for your meal and a drink, and it's about 25 to have it catered. It's very difficult. It's not an easy thing. And I get a lot of people say that, so I get a lot of people say, well, I don't want all the swag and all that. I just want to come and hang out. But when you go to a retreat and you get the swag, you get the gifts, you get the fun stuff, that's a big part of the excitement and fun. And it's not that we give away thousands of dollars in swag or anything by any means, but you get some things when you come, and that's part of the fun. So we have worked really, really hard, and I know that it doesn't meet everybody's budget. I know that it doesn't meet everybody's needs time wise, length wise, too long, too short, too far away. I get it. But until I'm traveling the country doing gigantic retreats, y'all, yeah, the room and the catering is right. Yeah. Plus we pay for an Airbnb before to spend time cooking and planning for you guys and getting everything ready for you. We spend, I mean, I have 9 incredible admins that volunteer their time, which is mind blowing that in this day and age that have that many people that want to help, and they get very little in return considering everything they do for me. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you what they do and the effort and the love they put into this retreat. It's crazy and it's incredible. And they do it all for nothing more than a hug. That's about all I give them. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you at the webinar Tuesday night. I will try my best to go live tomorrow morning, unless it's 70 tomorrow, and then I'm going to do something on Saturday. But otherwise, I'll be live tomorrow morning, and maybe we'll jump ahead and do a couple of desserts. Maybe we'll do a regular size meal tomorrow. Not a meal, but a dessert for the week, because I like to have dessert in my fridge for the week. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I'll see you